we're going to be having one of my absolute favorite foods in the entire universe. I mean, this is my comfort food. Colcannon. It's my comfort food when I have to break another heart because I have to move on. I am a career girl after all. And when I find out that, what do you mean you don't watch all of my videos? Can you believe people would be that crazy? So, we get to use a couple of my favorite things. One of my favorite greens, it is so nutritious, kale, and we get to marry it with potatoes. And this is where you can really shine and use whatever kind of potatoes you like. You can use yellow fins, you can use Yukon Gold, you can use red potatoes, new potatoes, any kind of potatoes. I really wouldn't use russets. I found that russets really don't work that well with it. But it's fantastic and it's very yummy, and make sure that you use raw scallions because it really just kind of perks up the flavor. So let's get started so we can all just be comfortable together in our potatoes. A knife, a spatula, a small bowl for the kale, measuring cups, measuring spoons, a masher, and a big bowl with a lid for the potatoes. You want to make sure that you have a nice tight-fitting lid so those potatoes will cook fairly quickly. Potatoes, this is basically a 1.5 pounds of potatoes. Kale, some parsley, scallions, otherwise known as Irish roses, and here's some milk. Now this is soy milk and it's unsweetened, but you can also make this with plain soy milk or rice milk. I just wouldn't make it with almond milk. That's just like way too sweet. I want to make sure that you really scrub your potatoes. So I have a nice little scrubby here, and I'm going to scrub all of those. I'm going to scrub all of the dark marks where I think there's some dirt in my potatoes. It only takes a minute. Now I cut my potato into big chunks and put it in my bowl. And I'm going to put a little bit of water in here to help them steam. I have a lid on my bowl and I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 8 minutes. Then I'm going to check it and see whether they're done. Now I'm going to stir them to make sure the ones that are on the bottom are done and the ones on the top are done. And if they're not, I'll put them in for another couple minutes. I cheat. I don't get anything else together until after the potatoes go into the microwave. That's because I'm going to have at least 8 minutes that I can go get everything together. So instead of getting stuff together and then waiting 8 minutes and twiddling my thumbs and thinking about when my hair appointment is, I get the stuff out and I start chopping up my kale and everything else at that time. That makes my prep time even shorter. I have really rinsed my kale and now I'm going to chop it. Unlike collard greens, you don't have to take this part out of the kale. You can just chop the kale. I like to actually do this with a big knife, but I forgot to take it out. So I'm just going to do it with my small knife. But a big knife makes this really easy. And this kale is really fresh and very tight. There's your kale. It's nice and chopped and ready to go. So I'm going to put it in the bowl. There are some people who refer to scallions as Irish roses. Let me show you a trick with scallions. You cut off the bottom and then you'll see there's a piece of the skin that will just peel right off. And see, it cleans it right off for you. Here are my potatoes and I'm going to see if they're done. Let's see. Oh, they're kind of easy to go right through. Those are. Okay. I'm going to give them 1 more minute just because there's a couple in here. Most of them are ready to go, but there's just a couple that need another minute. So I'm going to put them in for about another 90 seconds. My microwave is big enough for the potatoes and the kale. So I'm going to put these in for 90 seconds also. So they'll both be cooking at the same time, and then I'm going to finish up my scallions. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to do these one at a time. Okay, I'm going to do one at least. And then just get your scallions, and it's okay if they roll around. I get them to about here, and then this generally doesn't taste really great for me. Smells good. When you get to be a wizard, you can do a few at once. I'm cooking my kale with the lid off. In the microwave, actually, you will have more nutrients stay in the kale if you cook it there as opposed to steaming it on a stove. But I'm cooking it with the lid off because there's things called volatile oils, and they actually will cook off of the kale and make it taste better. My kale is almost cooked, but I'm going to cook it for another minute, and then I think it's going to be ready to rock for my mashed potatoes. Okay, here are my potatoes, and I just drained my potatoes, but there was very little water. I mean, there probably was about 1/4 of a cup of water tops in there. Now I'm going to mash them. Now I'm going to start adding my milk. And I'm not going to throw all the milk in there at once, because there's nothing you can do if your potatoes have too much milk in them. So here I am mashing my potatoes, and I'm going to add just a little bit more milk, just a little bit. Okay. Notice I don't add any butter or any salt, because actually these taste very yummy and you're probably not going to need it. If you're serving people, don't put any in. Let them put it in. You know, if you have it on the table, they'll add it if they need it. But if not, you know, why add to their sodium problems? Now I put in my kale, which is slightly cooked. I don't cook the bejesus out of it. And then here are my scallions to go in. Now my scallions are raw. This is good to do with a masher. Actually, I find it nice with a masher. And then after it's kind of in there, then I get a spatula. Now I get to try my potatoes. These are potatoes. And the scallions are really nice. Really nice. The scallions really pick up the flavor a lot. And then the reason I don't peel the potatoes is because it has a nice little color arrangement happening. And if you got the Paddy's and you put this and you put the cabbage on a plate, that red is going to really help you pick up some color. It's a potato. What not to love? Kale. What not to love?